What is up, you guys? WonderBro here, and today we're going to talk about that little voice in your head. We did a video on this a couple days ago, I believe, but I want to elaborate a little bit. That little voice in your head that causes you so much discomfort, that causes you so much suffering, it's that little voice that tells you this is going to go bad, or this is going to go bad, or you're never going to make it, or, everything is horrible. That little voice in your head that comes up with all these unbelievably traumatic possibilities, that little voice in your head. Today we're going to talk about that. Now, that little voice in your head that is ruining your life, essentially, is one that you don't have to argue with. So say you have that little voice in your head tell you that things are going to go horribly. Okay, that's that. That isn't you. That was something that popped up automatically in your head. But here's where you go wrong. You go wrong when you decide to react to that voice and talk back to it. Okay, you go wrong when you decide to fight against those thoughts. So when I have a thought pop up in my head, and this is just for example, I have a pop-up thought that says, today is horrible, today is a bad day, and you need to feel depressed because everything is going wrong in your life. Now let's say I have that thought pop up in my head. What should I do? Do I A, fight with it and say, no, that's not right, everything's great? Do I B, run away from it, I don't want to have that thought, let's get out of here, try to distract myself? Or do I C, realize that I had that thought, become aware of it, accept it, and then don't argue with it? I go with C. I don't want to distract myself from it and run away from it. That's not accepting it. I don't want to argue with it because there's no point in arguing with thoughts. You're just giving them, more fuel on the fire. There's no need to argue with it. You're showing your brain that it's important if you argue with it. So you need to go with C, and that's to accept the fact that you had the thought, accept the fact that the thought is there. Refuse to get involved with it. Refuse to fight with it. Don't allow it to ruin your day. Accept the fact that it's there. Okay, it's here. I'm having these thoughts. And then do not argue with them. Look at them as just thoughts. Sit on the sideline. Watch these thoughts go by. Quit arguing with them. Now, you have to dedicate to this because we're in a habit. Most people are in a habit of arguing with their thoughts and falling down this rabbit hole, which takes us nowhere but further and further into anxious feelings, depressed feelings, etc., etc. If you want to retrain your brain, guys, you have to dedicate to not fighting with these thoughts. Be okay with their presence, understand that they're there, accept that they're there, and then dedicate to not fighting with them. Anyway, you guys, if you do that, I promise you, it may take some time, but you will feel better, and you'll see how this retraining your brain stuff really works. Anyway, like, subscribe, share for more, and until next time, guys, as always, stay awesome.